Hello and welcome to pianotechnique.org podcast. This is episode number 5. I'll be hosting this episode alone this time as well, since Alan is on his North American tour. We'll be talking about some news from pianotechnique.org website shortly, and then we'll switch to an interview with Alan and Geoffrey Thomas. They are talking about how to slow practice and about hand movements and all the good things. You will enjoy this one. So what's been going on with pianotechnique.org? Well, it's been redesigned from scratch. I've been working on it for a while now, and about 10 days ago it went live. And go check it out. Quite a bit of things are changed, yet we still kept the old appeal and kind of kept the old interface. Some things are different, but basically, go and check it out. I also produced a free series on how to use the site. Just go to the website, pianotechnique.org, and then browse series, and then you will see a series title is how to use pianotechnique.org. All right, and now we are going to listen to Alan and Geoffrey talk about how to slow practice.
When I ask people to practice slow, generally what I get is this kind of clunking through the text. And actually, slow practice seems to be in our minds an excuse to just dispense with all musical qualities and all musical content. So for me, slow practice is an amazing opportunity to create all the musical content the slow practice should be a slow motion reproduction of the music as you want it to sound. Artistry, emotion, touch, phrase legato, balance between the parts, articulation, of course. Everything should be done with as much precision as possible. Then slow practice becomes amazing. But most people don't do it. I very rarely hear somebody. So it's actually, again, getting into the nitty-gritty of how am I producing my sound. I don't think I have to give a specific example for that. I think it's clear enough as it stands. Now, in terms of balancing tension and relaxation, how do I balance?
Because I was thinking of the two being connected, because it's possible to get away with tension in a slow practice that you would interrupt the flow or make it impossible to play at a fast tempo.
For instance, by using the arm to push the keys down, and then your hands are in resistance. Yeah, or by breaking the connection between two notes and making the notes more separate because they're so slow. How can I connect them? But I'm going to connect it to this one. I'm going to reach over here slowly, and my arm is moving in an exact vector that brings it to the next note with no sense of stopping on the next key, and then my fingers walking over here to the next key, and my arm flows through the entire phrase with no hitch. And actually, to reproduce that no hitch feeling at a slow tempo was much more difficult than, because at a fast tempo you go da 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 da, and the arm just goes through those notes. Right. But to do the same thing slowly, assuring yourself that there's no possible sense of there's a little block there or something. Then that's going to inform your sense of legato and singing and control of the arm.
I think if you're trying to practice a rotation, to do it at this quick tempo is very easy. If you're trying to do it really slowly, suddenly it feels like there's all kinds of sand in the gears.
Yeah, but the slow practice is the opportunity to take the sand out of the gears by going even slower and trying to use less efforts and use more a sense of the bones flowing in relation to each other till the sense of the bones doing it themselves replaces the sense of the hitching that was hidden there. So slow practice is great, as in a Feldenkrais lesson, for uncovering the sense of where those hitches are. But then I'm going to use the skeleton, the sense of skeletal power, the sense of skeletal standing, the sense of skeletal connection from one note to the next note being continuous. So when I walk on the keys very slowly, I'm not transferring the weight of my arm from one key to the other, from one finger to the other. I'm transferring the skeleton of my arm from one finger to the other, the sense of skeletal connection from one finger to the other. And that that sense of skeletality allows for the hitches to be felt, and then, I'll try again, and just sense where the bones want to go in a way that the muscles are moving the bones differently and the hitches disappear.
So the slow practice, like Feldenkrais, then can uncover the sand of the gears, the roughness.
Exactly.
And then that's the signal for you that you've got to work that out, because that's going to resurface at a high speed.
But I work that out by increasing the sense of skeletality. Also, in terms of a rotation, the slower the practice, the larger the movement should be. So if I'm going ba-ti, I'm doing some sort of octave tremolando at a very slow speed. I'll do a big, huge movement of I'll lift my finger way up, my fist and my thumb.
And why?
Thumb, because that is one way of taking the sand out. Because when I have a big movement, then my skeleton it's very clear in what direction the bones have to move to follow this. And then when I increase the speed of the tremolando, I slowly reduce the amplitude of the big arc that my thumb was flowing through, and the big arc. There's a number of things. If I stand on my thumb and move my fist up in a big arc, well, my thumb really has to carry the whole arm, and now my fist has to carry the whole arm as my thumb is up in the air. So it enhances the skeletality. When I say skeletality, I don't mean just the bones. I mean the bones being well aligned so that the muscles don't have too much work to do, but they still might have a considerable amount of work to do, but it's very effective work. It's moving the bones along lines of what do you call it? I'm blocking.
Well, the bones have...
It's not force vectors, I want to say. It's something else, but I can't remember.
But the bones have a kind of natural alignment and
That's right.
system in which they work and which they don't work.
Yeah.
And then you want to work with how they're set up to work.
Exactly. So Feldenkrais said if the skeleton was dead and you pulled any one bone, all the others would follow along in a certain way. And that's the most efficient way to do that movement. So let's say I'm lying here, my hand is lying here, I'm going to pick my thumb up. Well, now my hand is standing on my fifth, and then it'll come back down. Now I'm going to pick my fifth up.
Okay.
So that's the most efficient way to do the movement. Then I'll imitate that with an internal, and I'll see that, oh my God, I can do this big, huge octave tremolando with raising my thumb and fist alternately high in the sky. But it's a very vigorous movement. But when I speed it up, I realize, oh my God, it's very, very efficient. Because you speed it up and you reduce the range, but you keep the inner organization, the skeletal relationships.
You've taught yourself something also with that larger movement then.
Yes. The larger movement is necessary to make it clear just what the movement is. A slow movement, very large, gives you a very graphic representation. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. I'm going here, I'm going there. Then you really know where you're going, and you feel the line of the movement. And then as you speed it up, it naturally reduces, but without hopefully losing the quality of skeletal efficiency that you developed in the beginning.
I had a swimming coach who told me that if she tells children to do something, make a movement, they'll always exaggerate what she tells. If she tells adults, they under-exaggerate. They do very little of it.
We should be children.
We should be children.
Yeah.
Exaggerate the movement.
That's right.
And then you can go down to, from the exaggeration, you can then modify it into the appropriate range.
That's right, based on the speed. As you quicken, you'll feel, oh my God, this can't continue at this.
It's physically impossible, right?
Yeah.
All right, that was it. I hope you enjoyed the interview and a bit of news. And join us in the next one. I'm not really sure when is it going to be published, but we'll try to push them more often. To learn more about Alan, go to alanfraser.net or alanfraserinstitute.com. And to learn more about pianotechnique.org, visit pianotechnique.org. There is a wide selection of lessons and videos that will give you an idea what the site is all about. Thank you.